Let me give you a little tour of the shop. I installed a heater and an air conditioner for those hot and cold nights. Here's the parts wall. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. It's my inspiration. This is my paint locker. I got primers, paints, and petroleums. Which reminds me, I need to put a little vent system in. There are times that I think I see things. This is my shelf where I keep all the reproduction parts. I have a ram air cleaner, engine fan, fuel tank, and mirrors and hoses. And over here is my shelf of doom. Things that I still need to restore. Yeah, I think a fresh air system is really needed. I could be getting Dane Bramage. Did anybody else see that? Well, that's the tour of my shop. I hope you liked it. I have a secret spot down south. A place where I found all the parts I needed for my restoration. The first part I'm going to pick off the trailer is the front grille. After some thorough cleaning with water and soap, I added a new emblem to the front. Make sure and don't over tighten these. The plastic is still a little brittle. I think I'm going to use a little red Loctite to make sure those nuts don't go anywhere. Also noticed that I restored the turn signals and mounted them on the grille. I made a little mistake here and I added the clips ahead of time, thinking that I would just snap the chrome pieces around the rim. I even tried to use one of the original clips. You need to put the little white clips into the chrome pieces and then adjust them from there. It's much easier to do it that way. I got a pair of these headlight bezels. Man, they were not cheap. With a little bit of hard work, the front grille went from this to this. These turn indicators were original. I just used a little soap and water, cleaned up the chrome, and repainted the silver. The next item on my pick aparts trailer is the center console. This is where I ran into a little bit of bad luck. I lost the footage of the restoration of this, so you get to see the aftermath. I used some black dye to get the color back. I put a new lid on it and a new clock. I even sandblasted the ashtray clean. I used a chrome tape on the trim. I'm not real happy with it. I might redo it. I think this center console looks great. Have you seen the prices of these things online lately? Earlier, I was using a 70 grit black aluminum oxide blast media. I thought it was a little too aggressive, so I switched to a 120 grit glass bead media. Then I grabbed my valve covers and stuck them in the sandblasting cabinet. I find that there is something very therapeutic about sandblasting for me. You can take something that looks old, rusted, and nasty, and make it look brand new. Although not perfect, it's a much better finish with the glass beads. And here's the final product, and a little bit of a clue of what I want to do with this engine. I'm very happy with the final result. First of all, yes, I saw the bug. In restoring this instrument bezel, I had a little bit of a problem. I didn't quite know how to do the chrome ring around the outside, so I decided I would paint the chrome first and then go back, masking it, and then paint the black. Might not have been the most efficient way to do it, but it end result looks pretty good. I quickly learned that pinstriping tape would just pull the paint off, so I had to make some type of small stripe. So I used a straight edge and cut the pieces myself. It was a little tedious, but in the end it worked. Patience and a steady hand really paid off at this part. I used a black vinyl and fabric paint. Might not have been the best choice, but I did clear coat everything. A nice thin coat first, and then a thicker coat later. I intentionally pulled off the pinstriping while the paint was still wet. This allows the edge to fold over just a bit. But it can be tricky pulling it off without making a bigger mess. There was still a little bit of cleanup on the edges I needed to do, and some touch up on the silver. But I really like the final result. Saved me $125, and it is an original part. I can't wait to get this installed, but unfortunately it's going to be some time from now. Next on the list of things to do, my Hearst shifter key handle. After sandblasting and cleaning, I sprayed some gloss black paint into a jar. Then I used a brush to fill in the areas around the logo. I don't know if this is the original T-handle that came with the car, but I do know that it was the one that was on my car in 1980. It's nice to see it again and use it for my restoration. Easy and effective. One of my favorite things is seeing the mailman show up with a long-awaited package. What did we get in the mail this time? Horns. I wanted to use the original style horns, so I went on eBay and I found someone who was selling 6 of them at the same time. So I thought, what the heck, it's only $35. Let's see what I got. They were in pretty rough shape, but that's nothing new. And the owner said they were in pretty rough shape, so buyer beware. Now, what to do with these old ratty boxes? Problem solved. I put the horns in the sandblasting cabinet. Started the cleanup process. I always enjoy this part. See how quickly the paint comes off and leaves a smooth surface? Here's another really rough looking horn. In just a few minutes, it'll be spotless. Back into the sandblasting cabinet. And just like that, it looks brand new. And with a little VHT epoxy paint, these things will look like they just came out of 1973. Note that there's actually a high pitch horn and a low pitch horn. There's a small marking on the back showing which is which. The search for parts continues. I got new carpet, some Magnum 500 wheels, headliner, lug nuts, center wheel caps, fuel lines, wing gaskets, floor panel covers, battery and starter cables, reverse wire cables, leaf spring shackles, body panel plugs, filler neck gasket, and a fan shroud. And on the wall, I got a lot of parts. Here are just a few. I got radiator hose, trunk lock, brake fluid cap, brake pad, ram air hood gasket, door panel clips, dimmer switch, fender logos, interior hardware, a fuel pump, distributor clamp, muffler hangers, engine hoist brackets, dipstick tubes, brake lines, chrome trim, and a lot more. Time continues to pour through the hourglass and life events happen. The struggle to balance real life and the restoration continues. We will see you next time on My Mach 1 for Life.